Hi everyone! Now we will look at how Team Workspace is created in Altium Develop and why that shared environment matters from the beginning. You will also see how different engineering rules work inside the same workspace to stay aligned, organized, and efficient. So in this video, we'll be creating Team Workspace in Altium Develop or Arduino Uno. So let's get started. So as you can see here is the first view of Altium Designer to develop. So the Altium Designer develop is important, and here you can see the sample project and whatever your design and whatever your project is, which you have designed in your Altium Designer to develop software and start in your PC or laptop, which you have saved in your workspace. So as you can see, I have this workspace with the name Curious Engineer. So before adding or creating Team Workspace, while creating the Team Workspace, you should have a specific name of the workspace, which will be identifier or identified for your workspace. So everyone who comes to your workspace should know for what purpose the workspace is useful for. So I'm going to change the name of this workspace from Curious Engineer to Arduino Uno Team. So once you go back, and you will see that the workspace name got changed from Curious Engineer to Arduino Uno Team. So let's go back to your front page and go to the project option, and here you can see different projects are over there. You can just leave a click on any project and open in the second window, and all your schematic sheets of the project gets open. And you can see I open all difficulties and add a lot of software. But once you paste this type of problem that there are no trace sheet available, so just go to the admin option and go into the usage and billing, and then you can release the person who is added into the workspace once, and then add the person again. So just click on the cross button, and just like the release, then the person gets released, the user gets released, and also the local from the Altium is under develop software is to log on back again, and then you will see the issue code resource, and the issue will be resolved. So let's click on the window button and search for the alternatives and develop software, and open again, and then log into through your account, which you have in your Altium 365. Then you will see that the option that the issue you're getting, that no all things support of the level will be resolved. So now open, and here on the top right you can see that it's written over here not assigned in. So because we are not signed in, so you can have to click on the sign in to another, and then which you can notice, you can see the changes. You just change the workspace name, but the Altium is developed software is the same name, is not changed yet. So maybe it's taking some time because we are not signed in. I think that it can be issue, so we have to just sign in, and then we will see the workspace name, the upgraded workspace name. We will see also how can we see over there. Let's go back to the workspace and click on the new button and create a project. But clicking on the create a new project option, and what is one more thing is to add a project name should be like that. If someone see the name, then he should know, he should come to know that what is the purpose of this project, that I have given a name to Arduino Uno, because this project is designed of Arduino Uno. So you can also go to the advanced option over here and click the create button. Then that project You can see it's also created because we are not signed in. We cannot open the project directly. So open the project into Altium Develop Designer, the developer software. We must have to be logged in into the 165 account. So okay, so I have opened the project and you can see there are nothing added over here. Just click on open and the project in the Altium Designer, and open the project Altium Designer to add this sheet too. It will take some time. Open the project in the Altium Designer Develop. So now let's go back to the Altium Designer Developer and add the sheets over here by clicking on the right click and then new sheet, schematic sheet here, then save into the server. Then you will see the schematic, it will show here and it will be added to Workspace. I have added it here. Name the sheet towards schematic stock as and add the PCB doc with the name PCB on the .bcb doc and click on the save on the server. But before saving it into the server, you have to save in your PC or laptop. Then it will push the changes to the Workspace. Click on the OK, and now you will see the changes which will be saved into your Workspace. Just go back to the Workspace and just reload the page, and you can see that the schematic sheets will be added. So now it's reloaded and you can see the schematic sheet on one and the PCB one are added, and you can also see a view of the PCB because there are no components added. Nothing is added in the circuit side or nothing for the PCB, so it's blank. So whatever you are adding, we will start adding the components for the Arduino, and then we will see those components will be directly added to the Workspace. Also, you can also save the components to the Workspace, but we will see how can we save and manage the library in the Workspace. So this is have to be with in this series. So I am just placing this sample capacitor randomly for 0.7. You have I don't know what packet size and what's the part number. I just added it randomly just so that you can see that the capacitor will also be added in the sheet with which is saved on the Workspace. So you can also compare this sheet to the previous sheet and changes. You can made what is the difference between the previous sheet and this new sheet. So can also place the component, like I am adding this forward 7 and have capacitor is added. So saving to the server and then reload the page again, and then you will see that the capacitor will be added. Just wait for a few seconds and you can see that the capacitor is over here. It's the same capacitor which we just added on the Altium Designer Develop. You can also place the comment and how to place the comment. It's very easy. We will see that next. Now that the Workspace is set up, the next step is understanding how it supports real collaboration across the team. Let's see how the engineering roles, let's see how 3 engineering roles use the same Workspace to work with shared visibility and fewer disconnects. So we will see how 3 different engineers roles like PCB designer, system engineer, manufacturing engineer collaborate or can work independently on their different roles. So in the Altium Develop, everyone works in the same project, but what each role looks like and cares about the completely different. So let's first talk about the PCB designer. So when you see your project, the PCB designer is more concerned about the circuit side, the design side, simulation side, and the PCB design side. So on the left side here, your project panel. here are the here are the releases of the project, and here you can see the sample data. Use a release this September 7th, 2025, 3 a.m. So here is the more concerned about the release. This release is for the manufacturing purpose. So the designer is more concerned about the circuit, and he often uses the history panel as well to see what was the last change he made, and what was the last change, and what he last changed. Here he can also see that what is the difference between the updated and the previous comment. So from here, by clicking on the three dots and on the schematic comment, so here we can see difference between the comment previous and the comment now. So with the updated one, by clicking on the previous, you can comment. So here also concerned about assembly assistance as well, because to see this 3D view and the components arrangement over here, and where are all components and what are the quantities, just like the boom. Here you can see if there is any missing components, or does anyone have any 3D view. So here you can change the components or can add the 3D view. So this few are the task of the PCB designer, which the designer usually use. So for the system engineer, he looks some broad view. They like is more concerned about what is the requirements of the project and what changes are made, and what are the tasks from the designer, what should be the interfaces of the circuit. Like if you are designing a multi-world, the system engineer will see the interfaces are linked together, or there are any errors or any notes. So there are constraints. What are constraints to be designed? What are the status of the task, like the initiative or completed, or what's the status? Is there any other status of that? So he can text that designer to make the changes as for the task assigned to him. So he is also concerned about the different other options as well, but here you can see that. Let's go back to the projects option, and let me open the requirements portal over here and here. The requirements are open. As we have discussed in our previous video, how can we create the requirements? This basically the system engineer creates the requirements and see what's the status of the requirements, like FMU001 is an end identifier, and the task text here is FMU shell executes flight control loop at a minimum this rate, and what are the methods and the VNV verification and the validation activity, is that 1 by 1 or 0 by 0, and will automatically see 0 by 0 VNV, and see when was the task or still not evaluated and verified. So he can add the changes to the priority level depending upon the task. If it's not done from a long time, then he can change the priority level to high, so the designer will be notified and he will be changing accordingly. So this is a few tasks of the system engineer. So this is the task panel. Here is a single task. The system engineer will see it is under or any progress, so he can change the priority level to high, so it is the task to be completed as early as possible. Yeah. So now we will have the changed task priority level have changed, and you can see that the few tasks which is more concerned about the system engineers is more concerned about this task, and if we talk about the manufacturing engineer, they are more concerned about what's the bond that releases assembly the system, and this release option you will see it is have all the required files for the manufacturing, like manufacturing files, that are other manufacturing files like assembly file, pick and place bone file, and the stack up information. So he will click on more file options and see here, and see the files, all the files over here. This is the project file, all of the source files are there, and we will see the fabrication file over here, and the SQL file and the fabrication file, and here we see the PCB assemble file. You will see the bone here and the step file as well. You can place assembly, drawing, schematics, sprint here. So you can open the full version from here and analyze the bone and other files, and if there any missing thing or file, so he can send it to the designer, and to add this file also looks for the components which are out of stock, which are NRFD, like this NRFD means not recommended for the new design. So it's okay to use it for now if it's just for the testing purpose, but it's more concerned, he's more concerned about the end of life parts, if there is any end of life parts. So it means that this part should be changed. Some alternative parts should be too used, where the few rows of the different engineering fields. And for now that's it. Thank you for watching this video. See you next.